Hello, hello. This is our weekly live broadcast where we discuss everything that's happening in search and AI industry. They overlap a lot these days, so usually it's if we talk about one, there is always some context for the other as well. So at this point, it is both search and AI. I'm Smarty. I have been an SEO for more than 20 years, and let me just sorry. I'm getting notifications. So I've been in the industry for more than 20 years. I've seen it all. We've all seen it happening slowly but surely since 2014, I would assume, but obviously from 2018, it was quite obvious where everything is going. We were losing clicks, we were losing traffic, we were losing data, Google, non provided, Google Analytics, all of those signs that it is all going to where we are now. And it's not, I don't want to sound depressing, it's still an exciting time for organic search and AI findability, but it's definitely changing. It's changing fast. One thing that one of my clients yesterday asked me, what did you see that coming? Was it expected, and what was it? Was it a surprise? And my answer was no. We've all seen this coming, but we never saw it happening so fast. I think that was the biggest surprise for most SEO professionals. We've all known it was going to happen. We will have the answer engines, we will have task engines instead of search engines, or maybe not instead, but in addition to search engines. But we definitely saw that coming. The only surprise was when ChatGPT showed up and was launched, how fast everything started changing. All the AI overviews, AI modes, people asking questions from ChatGPT, and all of that. Today, with me and always April, we both represent Smarty Marketing, our still new agency. It's younger than 2 years, so we are going through first 3 years of our own business, which are the toughest, I would assume, but we're definitely doing well. Smarty.marketing, check us out. There is an option there to schedule a quick 15-minute call with me, where with any questions you may have. Doesn't have to be a sales call for sure. People, a lot of tool founders, a lot of agency friends schedule those calls to just ask their questions, and I always welcome those because I do need all this different perspective, all this different feedback. For this podcast, for my weekly newsletter, please subscribe and smarty.com. We'll go through the hottest topic of the week in a few minutes. Before that, there are a few cool studies that are being launched in AI industry. First of all, OpenAI made public their prompt analytics. I mean, they analyzed about 1 million prompts and created a study on how people use ChatGPT. It's again official OpenAI data. Of course, it's they're not revealing the details. The actual prompts you cannot see, but the statistics is very interesting. Almost 50% of that usage is actually searching. All those people would looking for recipes, people looking for product recommendations, people looking for solutions, how-to content. All of those uses are what people are using Google as well. Interestingly enough, Google isn't showing us any declines in using search. So we still assume that ChatGPT and other LLM platforms are being used in addition to search, and about 99% of those people still use Google and go to Google almost daily. But it's interesting how it's changing. All those use cases also are trending up. Writing articles with ChatGPT was one of the most popular uses a year ago. This one is trending down. So that's a good news. For every content writer out there, ChatGPT is not a good replacement for human reading articles. This is great. So those use cases are going down, while searching is actually going up. This is a good warning for all of us that at some point ChatGPT may become a replacement to Google. At least people are being trained to see answers when they search instead of 10 blue links. So this is something to keep in mind. All of these studies that I'm citing and sharing, I am posting in my own subreddit. Please join. It's SEO for AI subreddit. Someone from our team will share the links in the comments, whichever platform you're using. Every interesting study that is being discussed about AI, ChatGPT, Claudia, Perplexity, all of those are shared in that subreddit. I make sure I'm moderating it very carefully to make sure it's very focused on AI visibility, nothing else. So please subscribe. We have a very great community there. With that, and not a huge trend that is being discussed right now. So I will start from the beginning. We've been using third-party data, SEMrush, Ahrefs, others, that are scraping Google. And we will always be able, since at least for 20 years, I've been there when SEMrush was launched. That's how many years I've been in the industry. They scrape Google and show us top 100 search results for popular queries. Of course, they don't know everything that people are using in Google, but for more popular queries, you can always see, compare your rankings with your competitors' rankings, analyze websites, which of their most ranking URLs are. They were all able to do that using your Google search result URL parameter. That allowed to load 100 results per page. There are different parameters in search results. You can see top 10, top 20, top 150, top 100 search results on one page. And they were loading those pages and scraping basically organic Google search results. Of course, that's something interesting that Google doesn't allow to do that, but for some reason, it never stopped anyone. We were all had access to that data. What happened is Google disabled that parameter. It doesn't work anymore. It's whatever you do, there will be only top 10 results on the first page. What as the result, our assumption is there is no official Google's explanation to that. I don't think that they did it because of the rank tracking solutions. AI agents were also doing the same to find answers to any questions, to any prompts. Tools like ChatGPT, AI Mode, Gemini, Perplexity, especially Perplexity was relying heavily on Google. They were all searching Google, not just Google, but Google as well. They were all loading those 100 results and picked URLs to cite or pull information from. And the assumption is that Google was overwhelmed by those visits that were not human, but they were bots. They basically AI agents. It's interesting to also check how Perplexity is handling that as well, but it's not as critical for them. I'd assume they are fine with top 10 results now. So SEMrush, Ahrefs were all impacted by that. All the rank tracking solutions, not all, but most of them were impacted. By the way, if you know a solution that was not impacted by that, please share with me. I would love to have a list of those. So we are losing that data. What Ahrefs and SEMrush are going to do officially from their statements is that they will only now report top 20 results because they cannot afford the bandwidth to list those, go click every page to scrape more URLs from search results. So we're losing a huge chunk of data by that from that change. Our friends, one of my oldest friends in the industry, is the founder of SpyFu, and SpyFu is committed to still show 100 top URLs for rankings. He asking for our support. please check my LinkedIn or Spyful LinkedIn, find the update about that and reshare to others. They are either going bankrupt or they are solving this issue. That was his promise. So please let's all support Spyful. It was, by the way, Spyful was the very first SEO intelligence tool. In the way before SEMrush and Ahrefs, Spyful was already reporting most of the data that we're seeing now. So I have full trust in that if someone figures that out, that is going to be Spyful. So let's all support that. And we are going to move our clients to Spyful as well from now on. So let's all cheer for that tool. Another thing that no one expected would happen, all that drama also resulted in Search Console data being very impacted. What happened there is that impressions are going down and average position is going up. So now we all see, like I checked a few clients and they all see that weird trend. And of course, explanation there is that before Google disabled the search URL parameter, before that, all those impressions that we were seeing were from bots, not human impressions. So now the data is more real, more skewed because scrapers can no longer see anything beyond top page of search results. And we never thought, and I don't know why, but we never thought that there were so many bots scraping Google. I almost feel sorry for them that they are serving so many bots, because it is interesting to see that it caused so much problems with scraping as well. It could be rank tools scraping, it could be any other scraper that was scraping Google, but AI agents as well. But it is what it is. So we will have to see and wait when our Search Console data will stabilize as well. Is interestingly as well that it is still not actually human reporting on humans, because all the scrapers can still see top results. So we are a little bit seeing a lot of those scrapers too, but now only for top ranking URLs. So now when looking at the search performance data inside Search Console, don't forget that a lot of those high ranking URLs were shown not to people but to scrapers and maybe AI agents too. I don't know exactly where we are going from here. Again, the question what to do now, my answer is check out Spyful and also keep an eye on your search analytics as well, and Search Console. Those will stabilize and we will have data there, but just for our own websites, not competitive intelligence. So for that, let's all give Spyful a chance and see if they are able to solve that. They are committed, and we are all trying to help as well. With that, I'm ready for questions. I know that that was huge news. In other news, we also know what ChatGPT is using to scrape Google now. Check my subreddit as well for that. There is a huge investigation into that. What are those LLM platforms using to scrape Google? And in part, I think that was the major reason why Google had to disable scraping past page one, because it was a lot of bandwidth for handling so many bots. What this conclusion here is, not the first time we're losing data. I already mentioned Google Analytics going dark with keyword data when we started seeing non-provided instead of queries that people were using to access our pages. That was also, everyone was screaming it's the end of SEO at that point. Now we may lose competitive data and what they are ranking to. not the first time we're losing data. There will be more losses and more going forward. And don't forget, LLM platforms do not give any insight into how people are clicking or using or finding someone brands in answer, so we don't even have that analytics. So yes, we will have less data. Doesn't mean that we will not be able to create strategy, for sure. Doesn't mean that at some point we will have more newer, stronger solutions as well. So we will keep an eye and report to you here. Subscribe to Smarty.com to never miss any huge things like this happening in our industries. And let's discuss some questions, because today we have quite some time. It was a quick but important update from our world.
Really great question from Lisa.
Is Reddit still the big site being scraped by AI? Yes. No indication that Reddit stopped being important. And if you think about that, there is no replacement for Reddit. I know that AI and Google as well are also trying Quora, Facebook, and other platforms that have those conversations. But they are very, very noisy. I don't know how long ago you were on Quora, now it's almost 100% of spam. Facebook groups are very noisy as well. To find like actual conversations and questions there, you need to really look and probably use Google to find those. So Reddit remains irreplaceable. And as we know, LLMs are trying to learn from us. So they really need user-generated content. And Reddit is the only huge platform that has content, user-generated content on any topic. Whatever you searching, there is a discussion about that. So I don't see it losing any importance, and I don't see it being dropped from training data. I don't see it being less important in search results. I simply don't see any absolutely no replacement for that. So Reddit is really important. Search for your brand name and see if it's ranking for your brand name. And as usually it is. And we as an agency specialize in Reddit marketing, Reddit content marketing, Reddit viral marketing, Reddit reputation management. So if you have any questions, please, you feel free to schedule a call with me and I will walk you through what we are doing. In most of my calls, I say you can try to do that in-house. We have no secrets. If you want to keep things in-house, so it's not going to be a sales call, but I will explain to you what can and cannot be done on Reddit. 80% of our clients and leads tried using Reddit the wrong way, unfortunately. So don't start doing anything on Reddit until you get educated as to what you can do and you absolutely should not be doing on Reddit. And we are here for that as well. You're muted, April.
Kind of already talked about this with SpyFu, but are there any alternatives for tracking competitor? Oh, I guess we didn't talk about this part for tracking competitors' ranking data.
Fortunately, no. SpyFu is the only option. I know there are fewer smaller companies mentioned around in different conversations, but I just don't know them. I haven't tried them. I didn't have time to try any of those yet. So I know SpyFu is great. That's what I know because I've been using the tool, and they have very great features that SEMrush or Ahrefs do not have. So I've always been for additional insights. I've been turning to SpyFu throughout all these years. So I would definitely try SpyFu. They do have a trial too, so it's definitely something worth looking at if you're looking for competitive keyword data for that as well. Unmute yourself, April.
No, sorry, I'm just sniffly, so I'm trying not to. You mentioned in the newsletter that to consider using platforms that provide convenient Search Console integrations. Do you have any recommendations for that?
I know two solid ones. So first, SEO testing is a great tool that allows you to pull Search Console data into a handy dashboard and also annotate it whenever you have any like any things like this happen. You can annotate them, and when looking back, you will be able to see what caused some ranking or traffic fluctuations. So when you redesign your website, and they also save the data past 16 months, so you can look back at your performance and on all your annotations as well. A very great tool to check out. Again, it's SEO testing. Another one that does have that is SE ranking, a great tool. They definitely a good replacement for Ahrefs and SEMrush. Unfortunately, it was also impacted by the update, but they have a very strong Search Console integration, which you can still use if that part was not impacted. So give it a try as well. I think both of those have free trials, so you can definitely see if they will be helpful for you, because let's face it, Search Console is a great tool, but it's very limited in its abilities. You cannot understand, you don't know what happened, when happened, what caused anything. You cannot look back more than 16 months. So it's a great tool, but it needs some enhancements for sure, and those two could be helpful for you. And also they do monthly reporting and all of that, so give them a try for sure.
A really, really great question from Julie.
What SEO tasks will be impacted by these changes, and what can be done to lessen the impact? Well, definitely my favorite task will be impacted. I always do keyword gap analysis for just about any report that I'm doing. Great insights there, and especially higher level insights. It's not just content brainstorming or ideation. It's also looking like which product categories you're missing, how to improve overall titles across the e-commerce shop, for example. And looking, it's definitely will be a much less effective process now that we can only look at top 20 positions of your competitors. It's still possible. I guess we will be missing data, but it's not the end of the world. We will just be not looking as deep as we're used to. But my favorite keyword gap analysis will definitely somehow be more difficult and less effective now. Other than that, at this point we cannot do much to lessen the impact. We can just watch and see. I do use SEMrush a lot to see some opportunities for rankings that even Search Console is not easy to find. Search Console is very noisy. They will show you data that you really do not need. So those weird keywords that showed up once, you will see them, and it's messy. You need to know how to use filters inside Search Console to even dig beyond the noise. Like you can filter out queries that were shown less than 5 times, for example, or you can filter out queries where you are already ranking number 1. You can do all those filters and then dig deeper into Search Console if you're missing some data. But I did use SEMrush a lot. Like if we create an infographic, for example, yes, it's ranking number one for a couple of queries, but I want to see when it's ranking number 30, and then see if that's something we want to pursue as well. And some updating the content or even infographic can get you there as well. So that will be definitely something we will have to do inside Search Console now. But Search Console doesn't have search volume as well, so that is going to be not easy. I will have to look into different solutions. I know I did a list of Google Chrome extensions that add data to Search Console, including search volume. And I wasn't using those much because I did have SEMrush and all of those other solutions. But now I feel like I will have to go and refresh that list and see if there are any extensions that will make Search Console more usable as well. So stay tuned and also share your solutions as well. I'm sure we will adjust, just like we adjusted to non-provided. We will adjust here too. When Google stopped showing us search queries in Google Analytics, it was a big hit as well. We were all we didn't know how to find data anymore, what to do, because Search Console existed back then too, but it was never easy. It's such, especially now with all those added search sections. People also ask AI overviews, all other sections that show up in Google. They are all reported as organic rankings in Search Console, in case you didn't know. So if you're ranking number 1, it could be anything. It could be an image pack. It could be AI overview that sends no clicks at all. It could be, people also ask that you have to click to see the URL cited there. So it's quite a messy thing to use, but just like after none provided in Google Analytics, we will definitely survive these changes well. Yes, less data, but not the end of the world. We will just keep an eye on new tools, new trends, and see how they can be adjusted to what we are doing. I think we have time just for one question, if there are any before, or Craig did share a SPY4 announcement in LinkedIn, so check that out.
Just for any like SEO newcomers, you mentioned keyword gap analysis. Like, what is that exactly?
Yes, thank you, April. That's a good point. So keyword gap is finding keywords that your competitors are ranking, at least a couple of them, but you are not. Usually those are good missed opportunities. I love doing that. For example, all your competitor, you're ranking for red, blue dresses, but you don't have a category for yellow dresses. So you're missing a big chunk of searches there. Usually it's, once you add it, it's just as simple, so you don't have to, it's on site. I love everything that's on site because those are definitely the easiest low-hanging fruit opportunities. Instead of like doing something for link building that takes time to see the results, that takes time to figure out and do it right. On-site work is right there. So keyword gap analysis I was using to find those missed opportunities that you can pursue. And I'm still going to do that. It's just I will not, for some time, I will not have as much data. I will be only looking at my competitors ranking number 5, number 15, not beyond that, but still doable, just missing some data for sure. But that's one of my favorite exercises is doing keyword gap analysis and internal linking optimizations. Those two are usually big, huge boost of organic visibility without and takes a week at most to do. Great for content ideas too, but I usually do not, my audits, I'm usually higher level. I don't do content ideas in my SEO audits, but those two, internal linking and keyword gaps, are almost always the most impactful things you can do for your site, which we'll continue doing that. With that, thank you so much. We will, again, as always, just like with the AI visibility today, I'm saying we will figure this out. That there is not that we have any other option. We will definitely figure this out as well. Subscribe and smarty.com to actually know how we are going to figure this out going forward. Check out SpyFu and join my subreddit for all these cool studies and cool discussions that we are having there, and not feeling alone for sure. Because the worst thing in all the SEO AI buzz that is happening in our industry is feeling overwhelmed and alone. And we are always here for you in case you need help. Have a great week. See you next Wednesday. I'm not sure yet what we are going to discuss then, because something I'm not even planning any topics anymore for these discussions, because something happens every week. So we have something new to discuss without me even trying to find topic ideas. But if you have a cool idea for these live streams, please share with me. Have a great week, everyone. Have a great week, April. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.